This is a recording of the Southwick Public Library Board of Trustees. It is, I almost said July, it is May 7th at 7:01 p.m. And a roll call, I've got Lynn Blair.
Tammy say,
Tracy Meswer.
Okay.
Don't see anything. I'm not seeing anything.
Nope, just Tracy on Zoom. And so for communications, very brief because everything is just included in the main minutes or the main agenda here. So summer reading of opening day is officially going to be Saturday, June 29th, 10 to 12:30. So all ages, we're going to have a unicorn and we're going to be doing popcorn again. The children's and teens department are doing craft. And then Dave Maloof, I would have to ask Molly to confirm. He's a musician. I don't remember what time he's coming on, but there's also going to be music geared towards kids, I believe, but there will be music. So unicorns are for everybody, so anybody can come and experience that. The book sale, I think, went well. I haven't heard from the friends about how well they did or not, but every time I walked by, it seemed like it was busy, seemed like it was well attended. They were able to kind of set up and then get everything cleaned up pretty well. So I think overall it was a success. They're not meeting tomorrow night. They canceled the meeting. So hopefully in one of the subsequent meetings, we'll be able to kind of let you guys know how well they did with everything. I heard footsteps. Okay, and then I will move on to April minutes. I sent them by email, but if you'd like a copy, I have a copy. We can't actually vote on them because there's not enough of us here. So,
There's 3 or 5.
oh, okay. It changes when there's.
Well, since Maria resigned, it's only 5.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't know if it still stayed, the quorum stayed the same or it actually.
It's made 5.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so these are our April minutes. Let me know if you see any edits or anything that needs to change. And Tracy, I think I sent those as part of the email, so you should have them in there somewhere.
Need corrections or updates or whatever. Do I hear a motion to?
Cindy.
I second it. Whatever, I can barely.
Hey, Cindy, welcome. For the recording, Cynthia Warner has just joined on Zoom. And we were just going to look at the minutes. So if there's any corrections you noticed, and then I think Tracy seconded a motion. Did I don't think we heard a motion.
Tammy
made a motion.
Okay. All those in favor? Michael, yes.
Tammy, yes.
Tracy, yes. Oh,
Okay. And then let's see, I've got the director's report for the statistics. Give me just a second. I'm going to share my screen for those of you on Zoom. Share screen. Share. That tab is always in the worst possible spot. There we go. Okay, hopefully Tracy and Cindy, you can see that.
Yep.
Good job, Lynn. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was a good month. Let me just get all the statistics out there. So I did revamp the statistics a little bit, so I'm gonna include we now have the digital library items on there, the Hoopla and the Libby, so you guys can see that as well. So yeah, I think April was a good month. Circulations were fantastic. The door count was fantastic, probably because of the book sale, but overall a really good month. The reference questions, I will say they are very high, because I did have our staff keep track of the questions, and we got for the Eclipse classes as reference questions, because there was one day that we got so many questions and we were answering them, trying to direct people to who might still have them, researching who might still have them. So I wanted to kind of accurately represent our staff's hard work in handling that. Yes, yeah, wonderful amount of new cards. So yeah, overall a very wonderful month. And then I did pass around a second page for you guys as well. I wanted to also kind of give you guys a snapshot each month of what we are doing as far as programming. So I broke it down by department. Obviously, we normally have a few more programs than this during the month, but we had to block off the community room for the book sale, so we didn't have as many because there was a little over a week that we had to block it off for use just in that. So each department's number of programs, the attendance at the programs, and then the children's department has a lot going on, so we broke down kind of all the activities for the month of April. So if this is helpful, I'd like to kind of continue this. You guys can kind of get a snapshot of what we're doing. But yeah, any questions about the statistics?
No, that's great.
I am gonna stop the, Tracy and Cindy, are you all set? I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay,
Yep.
Yep, really impressive.
great. So I'll move on to old business. So the annual survey is going on right now. I think we've got about 70 responses so far. I'm gonna do one last push maybe next week to try to get it back out on social media, get it out on email again. Responses have been very good, very positive, good suggestions, good ideas for programs, and topics we can have programs on. So, been very helpful. And then the 2024 holiday closures, which you started talking about last month. And we decided to poll the staff. Just a quick recap on how things work. Number one, we're doing this early because people want to make their holiday plans and know what's going on. I've had a couple people ask me what we're doing. So, time like the present, this way our staff can figure out what they're doing for the holidays. I know. So, how it works with the employee handbook is, Christmas Day and New Year's Day are obviously paid holidays, and then, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are both half-day holidays. So usually what we've done in the past is instead of having those half days, the staff vote to see which one the majority would rather have off. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, or some people may want to do a half day on either. The kind of overwhelming consensus is most of the staff would prefer to be closed Christmas Eve, which I think makes sense. So if we were to do what they wanted to do, we would be closed Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and then Christmas Eve as well. But I know we mentioned at the last meeting on New Year's Eve, I think it falls on like a Tuesday or
Yeah, it's a
or
Tuesday.
something. And to be open on a Tuesday till 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve doesn't necessarily make sense.
No.
So what we can do is I can just have the evening staff, if they wanted to move their hours earlier in the day or move them somewhere else that week. And then we could close at 5 if 5 o'clock sounds reasonable that day.
I don't even think about people.
No, I don't think we'll have people in the afternoon at all. But if that sounds okay to you, what I usually do is I'll just bump it over to town hall. And they'll probably wonder why we're doing this so early, but we're ahead of the game. And then if they have any concerns, then they can just let me know. Okay. The info materials line, last time I mentioned, we are working on spending that down, getting all our orders in for the end of the year. Don't worry about that. So last time I mentioned that we were going to look into new resources, Fold 3, which is, thank you, for military history genealogy. So if people are looking for anything related to their ancestors involved in most of the wars. I mean, there's quite a lot of information on there, as well as newspapers.com, which we signed up for the Northeast version. And I should have wrote down the dates. I think it covers newspapers from like 1690 to 2011. Not all of them, select ones, but what they have on there is really fantastic. So I'm thinking it'll be a really good resource for us. So we've just added those two. I'm giving my staff a couple days to kind of familiarize with themselves with it, and then we're going to start really advertising that we have it. We do have a little bit of money to spend before the end, so I'm kind of figuring out where that is best spent, what works best for the collection, what people are asking for. So I'm most likely going to do we had a small order for Switch games for adults because we have the Switch games for teens. Those are good. People are asking for video games for adults. So I did buy a few. I'll probably buy a few more. Maybe people are asking for like PlayStation, maybe branch out into that as well. And then we were also looking at another digital resource to add. So we have BrainFuse Job Now, which is kind of a mouthful. They are the ones that do the career resources. So like resume help, job searching. You can talk with a job coach, somebody who can help you review your resume. They also have another product called Help Now. And this is live tutoring. So you can send in questions and get responses from like actual vetted tutors who can help you in a whole bunch of areas. You can even send in like writing samples to tutors and they can kind of review it and give you advice. That one, well, since we have the Job Now one, what they would do, they want to kind of match up our subscriptions. So they would prorate it now through October 2025, which October is when our other one renews. So it would be $2,830. It has practice tests, nursing tests, school exams, graduate school entrance, GRE test prep. I didn't write that one down. They may. English is a second language. Yeah, so they have live tours. They have stuff for adults to brush up on skills. It's geared from like kindergarten to college, so ACT and SAT prep. I did check in with the schools first because I wanted to make sure that we might not be overlapping with anything they already have. I talked to the high school librarian and we don't have anything. And she's like, let us know if you guys sign up for it. So I thought that might be something that we can also try. No. Yeah, we're very careful about making sure. I've already instructed all our staff who order any materials to finish up by the end of May. And that way, because our vendors have been shipping very slowly, so I want to make sure everything comes in on time. Yeah, so that's another resource I was looking into. I mean, it seems like I think a lot of it's in the marketing, if we can market it as something that makes sense to people, because I think it's really overwhelming when you look at it all in one big picture.
They can access from the phone.
Oh, yeah, yep.
The people. And I think that's something that hits a target of, like you said, kindergarten.
Yeah.
college and then adult skills as well. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
absolutely. And it's, you know, they're tutors and it's free.
cool.
If somebody needs tutoring help for their kid, I mean, there'll be times where they can log in and live talk with a tutor, which I think is really helpful. So I'm gonna look into that one as well and see if we can get that going. All right. As far as the new business, we have the summer page job posted. It's gonna close Monday, May 13th at 5 p.m. I've already got,
Yeah, I think it was.
yeah, I do anyway, because I mean, you never know who's looking there. I sent it to Simmons, I posted on our Facebook page, and it's on the town website. And we've got a couple applications already, some really good applications, so I think it will be great. Hoping to have somebody hired. I can't officially hire anybody till after the town meeting, but I can post the job and interview, so after the town meeting, hopefully we'll have somebody, and then I'm hoping that they can start. Usually I try to look last week of June so that they can help us with opening day, when we get really busy. And then our second state aid award came in the total of 13,216.73. And I didn't make a copy of our first award, but it's usually just right around there.
Yeah, I think it was 12,000.
Yeah, it's usually kind of right around the same ballpark. So yeah, I mean, very, very good, very positive state aid award. And yeah, our state aid is extremely important because our programs line only carries us through about like 25% of the fiscal year, and then the rest of the programs and materials all come out of our state aid. So we do rely heavily on that.
Yeah, it was 12,900.
Awesome. Awesome. And then, so that came in, and then lastly, just the fiscal year 2025 budget review. So we have the final copy of the fiscal year 2025 budget. Everything is the same for what we asked for library operations, except for the electricity line. It went down by $8,000. And then the fuel line went up by 2,000. And then our info materials went up. Well, I think that's what we originally asked for. Yep, to balance out the municipal appropriation requirement as well as the 19% spending requirement.
And ran out in July 1st. For the phones.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, and our phone system was approved, so yay. Yeah, so is there any questions about that? I don't know if you have anything to add, like
No, I
about.
was very happy this afternoon when I found this on the website. Oh, good. And then going along with that, the annual town meeting, Article 16 will be talking about the CPC money that the library has to be approved at town meeting. On the side, which is good. And as of July 1st, Lynn's salary is going to go up a little bit. And then the assistant library director, it's a special town meeting. The special town meeting this year, the change in time, is 6:15 to 6:30, and the annual is at 6:45. Lynn is getting an adjustment with a number of other people, different positions. And then it's also reflected in the actual town budget increasing a little bit, which is good. And the union apparently is currently negotiating with the town on adjustments to their contract, which will go into effect beginning in July, whenever that's finally resolved. So overall, we seem to be doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're going in a positive direction.
Remind me again, what's the theme for summer reading?
Oh,
I know you said that last one.
read, renew, repeat. It's like a
Oh, that's right.
recycling theme.
Sounds
Yes.
like a washing machine.
I know, I know. But yeah, so if everybody, if you can make it to the town meeting to show support for our CPC vote, that would be wonderful. And that is all I have.
And we have
For
two
this evening.
elections next Tuesday.
Oh, yes.
There'll be the two regular 3-year terms, and it's the same people who are currently on the board that are up for re-election. And there's a 2-year slot. Maria's, she did, in effect, 1 year, and so she'll be remaining 2 years. That will be a separate line on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have.
So the next meeting will be June 11th.
Tammy makes a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? Michael, aye.
Tammy, I.
Cindy, I.
Tracy, I.
All right.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great night.